Okay, Ariana, but before to start, there's some rules I would like to explain you. So, every Tuesday is mean today, but every Tuesday we have homework in the platform, right? By the way, Miss Enrique, already uploaded the homework, right?
Okay.
Ariana, do you have access to the homework, to the platform?
Eh, I only have the books,
Okay, okay. No,
the platform.
okay. Later on, you will got access to the platform, right? Or maybe during the weekend. Okay, so, but the idea is each Tuesday, I'm going to give you some homework, right? And you have to do it. I mean, the deadline is Sunday, right?
Okay.
You need to do it before Sunday or until Sunday. And every Monday, we started the classes checking the homework, okay? Also, we need to be in time. In
Mhm.
time means we need to be here before 8 a.m., at least 2 to 8. Okay, Ariana?
Yeah,
Thank you. What else? We always record the classes. All these classes are recorded and then uploaded to the platform. So if you miss any class, you can go to the platform and watch the class there.
that's good.
Okay, I have to take the attendance. So later on, I'm going to take a screenshot and then I send this screenshot to a WhatsApp group. And
Okay.
if you have to miss a class, you can let me know. You can to write through Atención al Cliente, and you can say why are you missing the class. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So now I'm going to share my screen. Let me see something. Someone else arrived. Give me a moment. Who else arrived? Jonathan. Give me a moment, please. Jonathan. Jonathan. Okay. Give me a moment. I joined another classmate. Sorry. Jonathan. So I'm sharing my screen, right? Let me see something.
Yes.
Yes. So these are some phrases that we can use to show agreement or disagreement. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, mister.
Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Enrique. Good morning, everybody.
How are you doing, Jonathan?
I was updating my PC, mister. For that reason, I am late today.
Okay, no worries. Thank you for joining. Jonathan, today we have a new classmate,
Okay.
Ariana. So please get
Hi.
along with Ariana. Okay, Ariana. Okay, guys. So, Jonathan, yesterday we checked this, but we need to check it with Miss Enrique and Ariana today. Okay, let's review this. So these are some phrases, as I mentioned before, to show agreement or disagreement. Okay, there's something important. Be careful because in Spanish we say yo estoy de acuerdo or yo no estoy de acuerdo, right? We use verb to be. But in English we don't. We say I agree or I disagree, right? We don't use verb to be. We don't say I am agree. That's wrong. We need to be careful with that. I agree or I disagree. So, for example, to show agreement, I think so too. Show you have the same opinion as the speaker, right? Remember, in a debate, there's two positions. The ones who support the idea or the statement, right? And the ones who are against. So, is there two people that support the idea? You need to use this kind of expression to show the agreement with the arguments your partner shows, right? Okay, I think so too. So do I. Show way to agree with possibility statement. I like pizza. So do I. It's mean yo también, right? Me too. This really easy and common, right? Informal way to say feel the same. That's a good point. Polite way to agree and show you value the person's idea. That's a good point. I don't agree. This is to show disagreement. I don't agree. Remember, we don't use verb to be. I don't agree. Direct way to say your opinion is different. I disagree with you. Polite way to express a different opinion. I disagree with you. I'm not sure about that. Soft way to disagree when you are uncertain. I'm not sure about that. Disagreement. Soft way to disagree when someone are sorry. I'm not sure about that. A high soft way to disagree when you are uncertain. I don't think so. When used when you believe something is not true or correct. I don't think so. That's not true. This is a strong disagreement. Used when you think something is definitely false. Yes, but disagreement. It started with agreement, right? But shows a different opinion incoming. Maybe, but I think disagreements of a gentle way to disagree and share your opinion. You don't need to use all of them, just one of them. I just giving you options, right? I need that you keep in mind some of these expressions to show agreement or disagreement, right? Not all of them.
Okay.
There's a lot of information, okay? Finally, some expression to show agreement or disagreement. I agree with you. You're right. Exactly. And that's true, right? So far, do you have any question? This
No
is
question.
just some expression to show agreement or disagreement. You don't need to learn right now all of them, right? Just keep in mind some. Okay, I'm going to send you through the chat this Word file, okay? Give me a moment. Ariana, do you think you can participate in the debate?
I don't know.
Okay, because I asking you
I
because
mean,
you're new.
mhm.
Okay, no worries, thank you. Anyway, okay, no worries. Let me see something. Because we need to record it, but it's better if all of you participated. Maybe you can give short opinions. You don't need to give me a strong or develop idea and arguments. Just because we need to record this debate because it will be used as an advertisement, right? So the idea is all of us talk a little bit. Okay. Anyway, we are going to practice a little bit more before to do it. Okay, so far just some expression. Okay, let's see some videos. Let's watch a video. I'm going to stop the music and I'm going to play the video. Okay, this first video is an explanation of a debate, okay? So I'm going to share my screen again. If you have any question, please let me know. Don't hesitate. Okay, let's go.
A debate is a discussion of a theme or question between two or more interlocutors. In a formal debate, the theme or question is called a motion. The motion is usually controversial and has no clear or correct answer. An example of a motion might be, everybody should get universal basic income. The two teams will then argue for or against the motion. The party for or in favor of the motion is called the proposition. The party against or opposed to the motion is called the opposition. Each team is usually given equal time to present their argument, which usually includes an introduction, reasons with examples or evidence, and a conclusion. At the end of the debate, a neutral third party, usually a judge or committee, will decide the winner. The winning team is the team that delivers the most cogent, convincing argument. Whether the judge personally agrees with the motion is not relevant to determining the winner. In fact, the teams are typically assigned their position at random, which means they may need to debate in favor of a motion with which they personally disagree. The word debate comes from the Latin verb battere, meaning to fight. The practice goes back thousands of years to ancient Greece and India, where debate was considered essential to a functioning democracy. The the debate structure used today first took form in the early 18th century England. The fundamental skills necessary to debate also apply to many other aspects of life. The ability to think critically and analyze a problem. The ability to present your thoughts logically and elegantly. The ability to speak confidently in public. And the ability to listen carefully and interpret information quickly are crucial skills for any leader, academic, researcher, or artist. Debating a position you might not personally agree with also helps you to develop empathy and broaden your worldview. As you train for debate, you will learn how to analyze a problem, form a persuasive argument, respond to counter-arguments, and ask questions. Along the way, you'll also discover new information, meet new people, and gain new perspectives.
So, in conclusion, there's two teams, right? The one he's in favor and the one that is against, right? So, sometimes you can agree with the topic, but you have to be against, right? It doesn't matter. The position, I assign it randomly, aleatoriamente, right? So these are the most important part of a debate. So you need to take into account there's two parts, one agree and one disagree with the topic, okay? So, and you have to give ideas, but you have to support it with arguments, right? Using examples. So let's see an example of a debate. And then if you have any question, please let me know. So I'm going to play another video. Okay, give me a moment. I'm going to share my screen again.
I think it is a good idea for schools to require students to wear a uniform.
I think it's a bad idea for schools to require students to wear uniforms.
Clothes can be a huge distraction if students are talking about what they are wearing instead of paying attention in class.
Schools say they want students to be creative, and clothes are a great way for students to express themselves. Each student is unique, so their clothes should be unique.
Students get home, they can change out of their uniforms and into sports or play clothes.
What would happen to special fun days like dress-up day or pajama day? If everyone has to wear uniforms, then those would go away.
Students can show their school spirit by wearing their uniforms, which have the school colors. Also, some students spend way too much time shopping for clothes and obsessing about what to wear every morning.
If there are any problems with what students are wearing, then schools can fix them with a dress code to say what clothes are appropriate.
Some families can't afford expensive clothes, so if everyone has to wear the same thing, then no students will look richer or poorer than others.
But in most schools, the families still have to buy the uniforms, so they may not save any money.
Wearing uniforms teaches students responsibility. They need to take care of their school clothes and keep them clean. Also, having handsome uniforms is a way for schools to show students that they are important and that school is worth dressing up for. That is why I think it is a good idea for schools to require uniforms.
Students already have enough rules to follow. Give them a break and let them have some fun. That's why I think it's a bad idea for schools to require uniforms.
Okay, how was the video? Did you understand? Or it was difficult to understand? What do you think?
So.
So.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay. What was the motion of this debate? Do you understand the motion? What was the motion, Ariana?
Well, of the uniforms that one side was agree like to ward them, and the other side disagree, and they she like to be more liberal.
Like free.
Free, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Eliana. You're right. So the motion was the school should request uniforms. So the voice was agree, right? Or agree with the motion. But the girl disagree with the motion, right? Both sides give their reasons, right? At the end, they mention a conclusion. Okay, let's try as a practice to make a debate, okay? Before, you have any question about debate or debating? No question. It's
No,
kind of
no,
easy, right?
no question. It
Okay. The most
is
difficult part is to give the arguments. That's why
okay.
we're
Yes.
going to practice a little bit. Okay, but before starting practices, I'm going to take the attendance, okay? So I'm going to take the screenshot. Give me a moment, teachers. So attendance E1 missing. Oh yeah. Okay, that's great. So now I'm going to show you. Should I show you? Let me check something. We're going to discuss about education. So the motion is online versus face-to-face learning, right? So let me think. Mr. Enrique,
Yes.
you're going to be agree with face-to-face education. Do you understand face-to-face education?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
We are present in a classroom.
in a classroom. Thank you.
Yes, right.
Jonathan, you agree with online education or classes. And Ariana, you agree with face-to-face, okay? So I'm going to give you the motion, the phrase which we are going to start debating. So the motion is
Buenos días.
online learning better than face-to-face learning? I'm going to repeat it. Is online learning better than face-to-face learning? So what about
No,
you? You can start.
no. I think it's not the same because people when go to the class face to face with the teacher is many people can say or can uh, say any question and uh, do the homework in this moment. But online, the people couldn't pay attention or check the phone, uh, se distrae.
Okay. Get distracted.
I think so.
Okay, Jonathan, it's your turn, right?
Okay. I think okay, yes, but you can connect in your house with more common for you maybe. You can connect with another person. Maybe if this person is in another country, you can connect with, you can tell with that person. You can learn, and for that reason, I think that is better connect online in class. So Yeah.
Ariana, now you have to support face-to-face.
Okay. I think that a face-to-face education is not a better, but I think that it's like another a level because of the closeness that the students have to the teacher. And I think that face-to-face education is more, I don't know if easy, but they have the opportunity to ask questions or like about the topic, and it's to the teacher himself, like
In front
if
of you. Okay, guys, it was a nice first try. Okay, in this case, we're using comparative. So you can say, I think face-to-face learning is better than online, right? Because we're using a comparative than online classes because we are social entities, so we need to have some interaction with pairs, with parties, right? With other pairs people. So it's easy if we are in a classroom with classmates because sometimes we can also learn of our classmates, not just from teacher, but also from our classmates. And it is also important to develop teamwork skills. But Jonathan can say, I don't agree because online classes have some advantages that, for example, such as you can save money because you can or you don't have to move home, so you don't need to pay gas or a bus or any means of transport. The schedule is easy. You can choose a schedule you can manage while you are working or doing something else. Okay, something like that, right? So, next question, and you can take a moment to think about your arguments, okay? Which learning methods help students learn more? I mean, face-to-face or online, right? So you can take a minute to think about your answer. And the idea, for example, so let's do it this organizer. So first of all, Miss Enrique, then Jonathan, and finally Ariane, okay?
Okay,
So are you ready, Miss Enrique?
I am ready.
Okay, go ahead.
I understand.
Okay. So, which learning method helps students learn more?
I think the people help help with uh, read a books, uh, uh, investigate in the computer or internet.
Okay, Miss Enrique, but be careful. We're talking about face-to-face learning or online learning, right? So this question refers, when it said method refers to face-to-face or online learning.
Face to face.
Okay, so you have to support face-to-face. You have to say why is better face-to-face. Is a better method, okay?
Yes, I think the the learning is face to face because we can talk anything uh, with the teacher. The teacher helps sometimes when we are talking about things.
Jonathan?
Okay. Maybe, but I think in internet you can use more tools like IA, maybe Wikipedia. You have a lot of places in internet to watch information, to learn information. If you don't have one teacher that help you to learn, you can use maybe YouTube videos. There is a lot of things that you can use to learn about a lot of topics wherever you want, in wherever place. That is a good tool for you.
Ariana?
Um, I'm not sure about that. I think that a face-to-face education, like they are better because teachers can read the topics were like most extended uh, because the class is a presential, and they learning a promotes like a group work and the interaction of each other. I don't know.
Okay, thank you. I really love your answer. Jonathan, good job. You're on fire. And guys, thank you. You're using the expression I asked you to use. Thank you so much, Mr. Enrique. You have the harder path because you are starting. It's not easy to start with ideas. For example, in this case, we had an advantage that is comparing two things, right? So you can say, for example, face-to-face learning have these advantages, right? And online phases has these disadvantages, that desventajas, right? You can mention your advantages and the disadvantages, okay? Just giving you some ideas. Okay, let's try with another question. Remember, all of these questions are focused on face-to-face or learning, or online learning, right? So the next question says, do students concentrate better in classroom or online? So Jonathan, this time let's start with you. Do students concentrate better in the classroom or online? What do you think?
Okay, I think that if you have the ability to concentrate in your class, in your teachers, you don't have to problems. It's easier if you have one um, one goal, you can get it. For in another hand, you have your friends in face to face, and their guys call talk with you, and it's not good. It's a real distraction. And this is my point.
Thank you. Ariana, go ahead.
Um, well, hmm, um, I I don't think so. A, at home, students often multitask or get distracted more easily. And the a classroom are a control with a favor temptations, I think. Like phones, social media, or TV. Yeah.
Mr. Enrique?
I think students concentrate better in the classroom because people pay attention uh, on the teacher when he explain his class, no? I I like to take a class face to face, because I can tell the teacher what I think, what what or other student ask the question, and the teacher answer immediately and resolve the problem in the moment. If we are concentrate in this moment in the class.
Thank you, Miss Enrique. Thank you, guys. Good job. You're doing really good. This is not easy. Debating is actually really hard, right? Okay, thank you. Remember, you can refuse your, let's say, rivals' arguments, right? You can refuse. You can say, okay, but in online classes, there's many factors that can get you distracted. For example, there's always at home that talk to you all the time, or there's a lot of noises because it's your mom or a relative at the kitchen cooking the lunch or something like that. And as Jonathan mentioned, you can say, okay, but in face-to-face classes, it's easier to get distracted because you're with your friends, you are talking, the groups are large, más numerosos,
Mm.
so it's more difficult for the teacher to take control, to manage the behavior of the group, right? Meanwhile, in online classes, it's easier because the number of students is few. So it's easy to the teacher to identify if someone is not paying attention. Something like that. I'm just giving some examples to you. Okay.
Okay.
So let's continue. Let's practice a little bit more. Then, where the debate, the real debate, will be about social media. So
Just-
I'm going to give you the question in our later on. I'm going to give you some time to prepare your arguments, okay? And then we start. But let's try with the last question with this topic, okay? Remember, online versus face-to-face learning. The last question. Is online learning more flexible than classroom learning? Ariane, go ahead. Is online learning more flexible than classroom learning?
I don't think so. Like all 100%, because sometimes the students not have like have a a computer or internet, and that's difficult because of the online learning. But the classroom is about a place you have to go with a time, and it's more a closeness, I think.
Thank you, Ariane. Jonathan, refuse the idea.
That's not true, because now in this time, uh, what person don't have a cell phone? So you can connect in maybe your house, maybe in your work, and you can learn in at the time. Maybe if you have a bit time to learn, you can change your horario, ¿cómo es?
Schedule.
Schedule. Okay, you can change your schedule. Maybe learn in the night, but in in face to face, you can do it. Uh, get out your home to take a bus, maybe a taxi in the night is very dangerous. So for that reason, I think that is better in online.
Okay, and finally, Miss Enrique.
I think we had a pandemia, las 22 years ago, we 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 can we couldn't go to work or go to the the school or university. I think in that moment we use online learning, but nowadays we go to university and school and work. I think the learning must be face to face.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, there's something I like it. For example, Ariana mentioned a school. You can say the schools are created to complete this specific task, right? To teach. I developed to teach. That's why it's better than online classes. Could be, right? A good argument. And Mr. Enrique, you mentioned the pandemic. Okay, the pandemic. You're
Yes.
right. So you have a clear example. We were forced to work and study since home, right? We have that
Yes.
experience. But since that experience, you consider that is better and more important face to face, right? And you
Yes.
can give some example. Okay, you did it well. Thank you. It's not easy because you don't have time to prepare your ideas, and it's not easy to talk in a foreign languages. We are learning, okay? So the next topic, the real debate, is going to be about social media. So please be careful with this and keep it in mind. Jonathan, you agree with social media, right? So you have to support any idea in favor to social media. And Mr. Enrique and Ariana, you disagree, you are against social media. So you have to refuse whatever idea in favor of social media, right? So in the chat, I paste the question. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to prepare your arguments, right? So, for example, the first question, it says, is social media more helpful or harmful? What is the meaning of harmful, guys?
Daño.
Dañino, right? So,
Dañino.
in this case, Jonathan have to answer or have to give an answer saying it's helpful, right? And in this case, Mr. Enrique and Miss Ariana, you have to answer harmful, right? And give
Harmful.
reason and examples.
Okay.
Can we live without social media in today's world? Jonathan have to say, no, we can, right? Because you're in favor of social media. But Mr. Enrique and Ariana have to say, yes, we can, because blah, 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 right? So you always have to be against social media, Miss Ariana and Miss Enrique, and Jonathan, you always have to be in favor of social media. So please, take a look at the question, take 5 minutes to prepare your ideas, and when you are ready, let me know, and we can start with the real debate, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead, please. Let me see how many questions. If you don't understand any question, let me know. We need to have or completely understand the question, right? And we don't need to ask all of these questions. It's just to have option depending on how fast you answer, right? We need to make about 10 minutes at least the debate, okay? So try to give as long answer as you can. Try to develop as much as you can your speech. You can type or write down keywords, right? A keyword is a word that helps you to develop your speech. You read the word and you can make an idea in your mind, okay? Write keywords. Thank you. Okay, guys, are you ready?
Not yet.
Okay, Mr. Enrique, please,
Because they
we need to start because I have another class before this class. I'm sorry.
giving
1 minute more, Mr. Enrique.
support.
Okay, guys, it's time to start. We need to start. So I'm going to give you the order, right? So, Ariana, you first, then Jonathan, and then Mr. Enrique. Okay? Are you ready to start?
Yes, I finished.
Thank you, Mr. Enrique.
All bad.
So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to this debate. So, the motion for today is about social media. Is social media more helpful or harmful? What do you think?
I start. Oh, sorry. Well, um, I think that the social media is more harmful. It causes addiction, stress, and mental health problems. Um, well, and it it also spreads, I think the word, if false information and cyberbullying. That is a big problem about the social media and that have a, a really how do you say like word? Como un peso sería like
Responsibility, maybe.
responsibility, yeah, on the teenagers that is a big a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Jonathan?
okay. I'm not sure about that because social media is more helpful because it has transformed the way how people communicate maybe with his family. Um, don't it doesn't matter the distance. You can connect with your family. In my case, I live in Ecuador, but my family is in Colombia. So social media help a lot to communicate with my family. Um, for another hand, you can the business, you can work in social media, you can earn money. Is my case again. I work in TikTok and I can connect with my followers, with my um, with another person. This allows a lot of things. Is very helpful and for another hand, you have information in the moment. Is very good that tool because if you are working, you can only take your phone and search information. If you have maybe problem, you can use the IA. So you have a lot of tools in internet in social media. For example, in WhatsApp, you have the new tool, the the yeah, literally the yeah, and in Messenger you have the same tool. Uh, for another hand, you have access to platform education. For example, ICE. I meet no I ¿Cómo es saber de?
Found out.
Okay, I found out the ICE in Instagram. So for that reason, I think that social media is very helpful for the persons today.
Thank you, Jonathan. Mr. Enrique.
Well, I think all of the people are using social media for make videos, picture contents, but people always forget many things um, around the, the place because they are giving more of time in it. But I see it, I think the father and mother and everything, social media is not helpful, but I consider it harmful because the children use the phone for playing and lost the time in it. um, when we are going to the party, people use the phone only social media, and they are not compartir.
Spend.
Spend this time for talk or thing or do many things in this moment or in this place. Is for example, I am 52 years old. I like to go many places without a phone, because I like to talk face to face with another person, no. But all day we use chat, Facebook, but no concentrate the use like how do you think or how do you feel? No? I think so.
Thank you, guys. Good job. I really appreciate it. I think it was a good exercise. We can continue practicing in Zoom classes. So thank you so much. Okay, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You did it well. For example, Adriana, your first class was a debate. You can show off that. Puede presumirlo. That's awesome. Congratulations. Guys, you use a really good arguments. Thank you so much. Anyway, keep this question in mind. Mantengan estas preguntas, cópienlas por ahí, porfa.
Okay.
Maybe we have to do another debate next week, right? As I told you, I was asked to do this because they will be using an advertisement, something like that. So I'm going to show this fragment to my boss, and she's going to tell me, is this okay? Oh, we need to do it again. Anyway, I consider you did it well because it's not easy. For example, Ariana, you just arrived today and you did it. Congratulations. Guys, we just prepared that today, right? We haven't practiced this before. So it's a huge advance. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay, I have two words here. Waste time, como malgastar el tiempo. Waste. Waste es malgastar. And nowadays, como hoy en día, ¿sí? Como en actualidad, nowadays. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure. Ariana, welcome. Remember to do the homework, guys, and see you on Monday. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you
Bye bye, Mr.
Take care.
Monday. Bye bye.
See you on Monday. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Ariana. Thank you so
Bye.
much.